Hello everybody, welcome back to Gwen TV. Today, we're going to talk about a test set that took place in Korea on October 6th. Well, I'm not sure if all the test sets are same throughout the world, but for sure, this is a test that occurred in Korea at 10:30 a.m. on that day. So let's dive right in. Now, the first passage that I'm going to read today is something that starts like this. Attention passengers. You obviously would know what this is going to be about, right? So listen carefully. Attention passengers, we have almost reached our destination. Our plane will begin to descend soon, so please return to your seats, stow your belongings, and fasten your seatbelts. Flight attendants will be around shortly to collect any trash you might have. Okay, this is a very, very average passage that you will see on TOEIC Speaking Part 1, okay? And all the words here have been on tests multiple times, so it's best to know how to say each and every word correctly. For example, when you say the word attention passengers, I hear some Korean students say passenger, which makes that S sound a little bit more like the SH sound, but it has to be passengers. Make sure you don't make that mistake. Don't make the SH sound. And there's the word reached. Okay. Notice the difference. When people make mistakes in Korea, they would say reached, and it somehow makes it sound like you're putting the stress on the second syllable, which is the second E there, but actually you don't make the sound for that E. It has to be reached. We have almost reached. Okay? So the way I tell my students how I fix their mistakes is by making them clap their hands. So the first syllable, re, is the longer one, okay? So longer clap, faster claps. So it's going to be reached. Repeat after me, together clapping your hands, reached. Okay? So you get the rhythm of correctly saying that word. It's not recheat, which is more like recheat. It's wrong. It's reached. Okay? So make sure you get that right. And the word descend has the second syllable stress. And belongings, this one has the second syllable stress. And the word fasten, you do not make the sound for the T. Fasten. And also when you're saying the word seatbelts, actually you don't really have to say seat belt, okay? So you sort of like make that T a silent sound. It's more like seatbelts. Also with the word shortly, when you're saying the word shortly, every time when the T, the consonant T is in the middle of all those other sounds, it's more like you're not trying to make it clear, okay? You're not trying to make that clear sound of T. So it's more like shortly. Okay, so I have it all ready. The word destination has the stress on the ne and a syllable, so be careful with that, and I'll read it once again. Attention passengers, we have almost reached our destination. Our plane will begin to descend soon. So please return to your seats, stow your belongings, and fasten your seatbelts. Flight attendants will be around shortly to collect any trash you might have. Okay, so I really strongly recommend you guys to practice this passage over and over again because this is a very commonly appearing passage on TOEIC Speaking. And for those of you who are getting ready for, a job in the aviation industry, especially for like flight attendants, it's really important that you know how to read these, passages correctly, right? When you are on those flights. So please do practice. Now we're going to move on to part 2, a very lovely picture of a mother and a baby, actually. Well, I do not remember myself being in a wheelbarrow. That thing is called wheelbarrow, and my mom pushing it, but still, they obviously look like a mother and a daughter, right? Or maybe a babysitter, maybe, yeah. But they're having a good time. It's only 2 people picture, so you have to talk about every single detail that, seems to appear on each person. So we're going to talk about their hairstyle. We're going to talk about what they're wearing. The girls are wearing hats. She's wearing a yellow polka dot. It's polka dot. In Korean, it's 땡땡이, polka dot shirt, but you can just say it yellow shirt. And, all the things that they're doing. The woman's, pushing a wheelbarrow. She's smiling. Actually, I think she's like even laughing. And the girl is holding a camera. She's taking a picture. And you know what those things in the background, do you know the names of those things there? One of them is called a shovel, right? Shovel. And one of them is called a ladder, right? So it's better that you mention those nouns if you know them, right? Then obviously you can get better scores. So as always, not well, you don't necessarily have to time yourself when you're reading for part one, because passages when you're reading, most people have time remaining, so you don't have to think about reading it too fast. I always mention this to my students: do not read the passages too fast. But for the other parts, well, from parts 2 to 6, you have to time yourself every time you're practicing. This is crucial. This is so important. So let me do it. This is a picture taken outside. There are 2 people in this picture. On the left side of the picture, there is a woman. She looks like a mother. She has curly hair and she's wearing a white shirt and white jeans. She is also wearing glasses. She is walking and pushing a wheelbarrow. She's smiling too. In the middle of the picture, I can see a little girl. She's wearing a hat and a yellow shirt. She is holding a camera and taking a picture of the woman. She is sitting in the wheelbarrow. In the background of the picture, I can see many things such as a ladder, a shovel, and so on. In the foreground of the picture, I can see lots of green plants. Maybe they're having a good time. Maybe they're having lots of fun. Okay, so I tried to, finish my answer within that 45 seconds. It went a little over, or maybe a second or two, but doesn't matter. As long as I talked about all the necessary things that's existing in that picture, that's fine. Okay, I already did actually. So within the time given, it's always important that you talk about every single person in that picture. And after that, if you have the time remaining, you can talk about other things like ladder, a shovel, and things like that. Okay. So up until part 2, most of my students don't have much difficulties doing or talking for TOEIC speaking test. Now, the difficulty comes when you move on to the next part, which is part 3, right? Well, this time the topic isn't so severely difficult. It's music. They're going to ask you to get some information about music, and let's get on with it. Part 3, question number 4. The first question says, how often do you listen to music and what kind of music do you usually listen to? Well, these 2 questions are very, very expected question that they could be asking regarding music. So I would say something like this. Well, I listen to music every day and I usually listen to K-pop because I love K-pop. I'm a big fan of Psy, so I usually listen to Psy's song. It's very fun, it's very exciting, so I listen to music every day. Okay. Now, there's a thing about Psy. Now, he's like the first he's a Korean singer representing K-pop, I think. He's like the person who got all this K-pop boom started. So that's why I talk to my students that you should talk about Psy. But if you have another K-pop singer that you like, of course, we love BTS. I have some people here loving, Blackpink. There are so many groups out there. Talk about them, okay? Most of their songs are very fun, very exciting, very energetic. So I think as long as, you change the name, that you keep everything, you can just keep everything the same. So I tell my students to use Psy, but it's your own freedom to change that name, okay? And second question. Oops, I have to get my timer ready. What kind of music do you usually get and where do you purchase music from? Okay, well, like I said, I usually get K-pop because I love K-pop. And I usually purchase music on the internet. Actually, I use an app called Melon. All I have to do is pay $10 per month, and I think it's reasonable. Okay, and this is my real story. I listen to music, of course, on through YouTube channels. But, sometimes when I'm walking, when I'm on the go, I like to listen to music. And I'm not using the YouTube premium service. So I have to have my screen on all the time to listen to music, which, has a very, very negative effect on the battery, right? So for a longer lasting battery, I do not use YouTube too much to listen to music, but I use this thing called a Melon. There's this, music app called Melon in Korea. And I pay like 9,900원, which is about $10. And I can listen to unlimited amount of music. I can listen to all kinds of music. So this is what I would actually say. I listen to music on the internet or using an app. Okay. And when you want to give specific names of something, use the word called, C-A-L-L-E-D, called. You can, even say some Korean words, like I listen to an app called 배달의 민족. This is an app for delivery service, and 배달의 민족 is Korean. And it's okay, as long as you say it is called 배달의 민족. Okay, so I see a lot of students who are coming to my channel from different countries. You're welcome to use your country's, names and stuff like that. But as long as you use the word called, then it means that it's a name. You're giving, some kind of a name. You're not involving, associating your own language to answer things. It has sometimes a negative effect on your score. So just to be secure, just say called something something. Now, the last question is there any record shop you want to recommend? Ooh, record shop. It's like, I don't know. I think I went to a record shop some years ago, very, very long time ago. So I would say, actually, no, because recently I haven't been to a record shop. Instead, I usually buy things online. I buy CDs online, and to be honest, I don't even listen to music using CDs anymore because I listen to music on my phone. Like I said, I use an app called Melon, and I can listen to whatever I want. I can listen to all kinds of songs, such as jazz, hip-hop, and so on. So I don't have any record shops I can recommend. I actually can't recommend any record shops. I'm sorry. Okay? And I think most of you would feel the same because, if you're younger, maybe even 10-something years younger than me, I think you haven't been to a record shop. Right? So it was the records, and then the recorded tapes, and then it was the CDs, and then what? It was the MP3 player, and then, we're using something called smartphone. We have an app here, so I guess it's all done, right? No record shops. I wonder why they're asking this question. Very strange. Maybe there is a record shop. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been to one, at least, honestly. Okay, now I'm going to move on to part 4, and here the chart is very important. It's set on the top here, Boston Community Center. So it seems like a community center in Boston is, holding lots of different kinds of event. Let's see. A community softball match sounds very interesting. It's between the City Hall and the police department. Okay, fundraiser auction, fundraiser dinner. They're trying to raise funds here for I don't know what it is. And there are birthday celebrations. Oh my gosh, they're having birthday parties at the community center. That's cool. So they need to arrange tables for that. They need to set the screen for that. And lastly, I'm interested in this one. It's a photography class. And here on the bottom, residents are welcome to join. So I think this is like a small community. Anybody who's living here can come to a personal birthday party. This is cool. This is really, really cool. Okay, so here is the first question. Listen up, guys. I know that the first event will be held on July 5th, but what is it? Also, what time will it start? On July 5th at 2 p.m., there will be a community softball match. It will be a game between the City Hall and the police department. All residents are welcome to join. It should be fun. Well, please come and join us. Okay. So I was looking at my timer and it seemed like I had 2-3 seconds remaining. So please come and join us. I said something like that, which was very unnecessary, but I try to fulfill the time because I can speak. I can speak up to 15 seconds. So that's why I was trying to talk on and on and on. Okay, question 8. Is it true that the last event will be held on August 27th? I'm sorry, but you have the wrong information. It will be held on August 29th. It'll start at 5 p.m. and it'll finish at 7 p.m. There will be a photography class, so you're welcome to join if you want to learn anything about photography. Okay, so while just talking on and on and on, time passed. I think I talked for a little over 2 or 3 seconds. So I would get cut off, right? I'm gonna get cut off. It's not like you stop your answer. They're gonna cut you off. So It's okay. You just talk. Anyway, you'll be seeing the timer here. Right now, like I have my timer here, so it's quite inconvenient, or I have to look at the screen. But anyway, you can always talk about anything related to the answer within that time given. Okay, you don't have to rush yourself. Lastly, I heard that there will be 2 birthday celebrations in August. Now, is there anything we need to do to prepare for them? Okay, so those things in the parentheses, those things are what we have to do, right? So, yes, there are 2 birthday celebrations. The first one will be held on August 8th. It will start at noon and it will finish at 2 p.m. There will be a birthday celebration for Matt Damon, the celebrity, and we have to arrange the tables. On August 21st, from 5 to 7 p.m., there will be a birthday celebration for Jeff Bridges, and we have to set the screen at 4 p.m. So please keep that in mind. Now, I see the timer. I still have some time remaining. I talked a little too fast, a little bit fast, but I think, you should be able to fit everything in there within that time. So try to practice completing the sentences when you're talking for part 4. It's really important to show them that you know how to complete a sentence or sentences. And try to use the proper, verbs, proper nouns or proper prepositions. Prepositions are so important for part 4. So try to, use the proper language, the whole thing, the grammars and everything to build up the answers for part 4. This is so important, okay? I tell my students like part 4 is like a grammar checkup part. They're wanting to know, they want to test you on grammars, your grammar knowledge. So you gotta show them that you know how to use the grammars correctly. And when it comes to grammars, like prepositions are very like pain in the ass kind of thing. It's really, something that people get confused. Is it in or is it at? Is it for? Is it to? Well, those are some things that you have to memorize, so just study a little bit and it appears, it keeps on appearing. The same things come up on the test on and on and on. So once you get used to, for instance, using preposition at in front of times, or let's say preposition from to, and between A and B here I see, then you will get used to it and you'll, get the hang of how to use them correctly, okay? Grammars are so important for part 4. Now we're going to move on to part 5. Okay, guys, I'm going to read this passage, which is going to be about a minute long, and this is something that you're going to be hearing on the test. So listen up. Hi, I'm Ashley Ryder. I'm the store manager of Barney's Supermarket. Not long ago, a big supermarket opened in our store's area, and less customers have been shopping at our store. I try to think of some ways to compete with the big supermarket. In an attempt to resolve the problem, we reduced the prices at our store, but that plan didn't work really well. I'm really disappointed. It seems like we would have to think of other ways to draw people's attention to our store. That's why I decided to call you. As my coworker, you might be able to share some good ideas on what to do. In your opinion, how can we resolve this issue? What should we do to bring in more customers to our store? How can we convince former customers to shop here again? I hope you can come up with some useful ideas. Please return my call after listening to this message. You can reach me at extension 3. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, so this kind of thing happens all the time on TOEIC Speaking. There's a store and similar thingy happens again next door, so they have to compete. They're afraid to lose customers. And what should we do is the main question, right? These people have problem, keeping their customers or expanding their business. They're always asking for help. Okay, so this person is the store manager at a supermarket, a grocery store, and a bigger one opened nearby, and they don't want to lose customers. That's the main point here. And I would think, okay, this is a manager of a smaller store, so you have to have something distinguished, something different, something unique compared to the big supermarket. And thinking about some stores in my neighborhood, I think they would have to specialize in something like organic food. Okay, and delivery service. Like, there's a small grocery store downstairs on the first floor of my building, and the advantage of using that place is like when I have to go to a big grocery store, I have to drive out, I have to go there, or of course you can use online services, but this place here, I can just make a phone call, like 30 minutes before, 20 minutes before, and when I asked them to deliver something, they would even deliver a carton of eggs, okay? Just like 12 eggs, they're willing to deliver. So I think that's like one of the most convenient things that I love about using that small store. So offer like, fast delivery services or sell some distinguished products like organic products, like better quality products. And what else? Give discounts to your formal customers and locals, those kind of things. And you don't have to, you're not like, applying for a position as a marketer, right? You're not applying for some marketing company. So you're not applying for a position in a marketing company. So it doesn't have to be that professional, all right? As long as it makes sense, it's okay. So guys, I'm going to use this magical template. I'm going to use a template to talk for 1 minute. Listen carefully. Hello, this is Gwen. I heard that you are the manager of our supermarket. Well, there's a problem because recently a big supermarket opened nearby and we're losing customers and you want to attract more customers to come, but you don't know what to do. So you'd like to get some help with this matter. Well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear about the situation. However, I'm happy to say that there is a way to help you out. After looking into the situation, I came up with the following suggestions. First, I think it is a good idea to sell some organic products or better quality items. That should be helpful. And moreover, why don't we offer a quick delivery service for free? That should be attractive too. Well, those are my suggestions. And if you need more help, just feel free to call me back anytime. I'll be waiting for your call. Good luck. Bye. You see here, I talked for almost exactly 1 minute minus 1 second. So this template is so helpful, guys. I just, put in just very necessary sentences that you need to use in order to complete this message. And other than that, all you have to do is just like customize the template using whatever thing that you get to listen to on the test. So I always make my students memorize the template on day 1 of my class. So make sure to memorize it before you take the next test next week on our channel so you can apply it. Okay, you can apply it to your answers. All right, it's gonna take a little while to memorize it, but when you're memorizing, don't try to sound like a robot because I see some students sounding like a robot, but it's really, really not good. It has very negative effect on your score. So try to sound more naturally as if you're actually talking like Gwen. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the last question, which is part 6. In your opinion, is having a sense of humor an important trait to have when looking for a job? A sense of humor. I think this is very important. Okay. All right. I have an assistant. I think has a sense of humor among his friends, but like when we're working together, I don't know. But he's getting a little laid back nowadays, but having a sense of humor is so important to be working together, guys. It's crucial. So I'm going to say, of course, it's important. And I'm going to provide an example situation, of course. And it's going to be the ABC company story, working with Tom and blah, blah, blah. And thanks to a sense of humor and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? This cannot be about working at a company. Sorry, guys. Yeah, because it's when looking for a job. So actually, you don't have a job right now, but you're searching for a job. You're on a job search. So when you're having interviews, yeah, that's when you're trying to show that you have a sense of humor. You're trying to be attractive, so they are going to hire you. Okay, I get it now. So this is something that I would say for a question like this. Listen up. In my opinion, having a sense of humor is an important trait to have when looking for a job. There are several reasons to support my opinion, and most of all, it is very, very helpful to get a job. For example, last year, I was a senior in college, so I had to get a job. I did many things. I prepared lots of resumes, I had lots of interviews, I applied for many jobs, but unfortunately, I failed every time. I didn't know what to do. I was very disappointed, but I didn't want to give up. So I met my professor named Tom and we talked about it. Actually, he had lots of experience, so he gave me lots of tips and advice. He told me that I was being too serious. So he recommended me that I show a sense of humor during my interviews. So one day I had another job interview, and at that time I tried to show a sense of humor. And you know what? They liked it. They really loved my stories, funny stories. I made them laugh. And eventually I got hired. It was awesome. And that's why I think so. Okay, I was looking at the timer, and by the time when I said it was awesome, 1 minute had passed. So I had to stop there, but I kept on saying that is why I think so. And it took about 30 seconds to finish my whole answer. But the thing is, you know, guys, when the very last sentence, that is why I think so, is really unnecessary. It's like, it's a wrap up, but you don't really have to say it. Even if it gets cut off, they're not going to tell me that, oh, you're going to get level 7 because you didn't say that is why I think so within the time given. So just, you know, as long as you're providing the whole story, a story with a conclusion, that you were being very humorous, you were telling funny stories, and you were getting attention, you're showing them your attractions, and they hired you, it means that it was very helpful to have a sense of humor for you to find a job, right? So that was my story. I ended it, so there's no problem of not saying that is why I think so. All right, so every week I've been talking to you guys regarding TOEIC speaking test sets, the recent ones, and I hope these are very, very helpful for you. And we're trying to create more English contents, English, you know, language, using the English language, contents using English language, let's say. So you see some videos in Korean, but there are some helpful tools, like video tools that you can use on our channel. For example, there are some like exercising videos, and you can just like, you know, play and repeat together with. So try them. We will try to make more English versions of those, you know, videos, but I hope you could try them so you could see how helpful those can be, okay? So, guys, talk to you next week. Adios. I'm going to go and have some dinner. Bye!